Food that contains carbs can either be really supportive of a weight loss and wellness goal, or it can completely reverse your progress. It comes down to how different carbs impact your body, your hunger, and your cravings. In fact, when balanced with enough high quality protein, there's actually over 100 different carbs that can be had along a weight loss journey that can help you feel really satisfied, nourished from your meals, and still help you achieve your weight loss and wellness goal. In fact, this is the exact strategy that I used on my 20-pound weight loss journey. Today, I'm diving into the 100 plus best carbs for weight loss. Let's dive into it. My name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's nutrition human performance, and today's video is sponsored by Element. More on them in a bit. Now, the total amount of carbs, or like counting carbohydrates, is less what I'm concerned about. In fact, I've done a recent video on this. If you want to check it out, I'll have it linked right up here. Instead, we want to understand how certain carbs actually impact our body, and for this we use something called the glycemic load. The glycemic load is a measurement of how much a carbohydrate will raise your blood sugar level. Ideally, from a weight loss perspective and for staying satisfied and helping to achieve a body recomposition goal, we want to stick to foods that don't have a huge impact on our blood sugar levels. These are considered either low or sometimes medium glycemic load carbohydrates. Those that are high glycemic load or have a big impact on our blood sugar levels can cause a huge blood sugar crash, which can lead to the feelings of hunger and needing to eat something right away. It can also really spike our cravings and make it difficult to understand when we're actually full and satisfied. Plus, those that are more low glycemic load tend to be a lot higher in micronutrients anyway. They also tend to generally be lower in carbohydrates and higher in fiber to make us feel full and satisfied. And most people on their weight loss journey can pretty much eat as much as they want from this low or even sometimes medium glycemic load carbohydrates, as long as it is balanced out with enough protein, and still achieve their weight loss goals. Like I mentioned, this is exactly what I did. And it's because these carbohydrates are so satiating, so satisfying, and higher in fiber. And there's really 3 different types of carbohydrates, so let's dive into each category. The first being fruit. And this category has over 30 different options you could choose from. Fruit does contain sugar, which is a carbohydrate, but some fruits have lower amount of sugar, some have higher, and also some are going to be higher in fiber. That higher fiber content will help to slow the release of the blood sugar and therefore make it a lower glycemic load fruit. Now, those fruits that fall into the low glycemic load category are those that are going to generally be best for pretty much everybody on their weight loss journey. There are going to be some caveats with certain conditions or certain carb sensitivities, but this category includes apricot, pineapple, blackberry, raspberry, melon, orange, watermelon, cherry, blueberries, pomegranate, grapefruit, pomelo, pear, fresh fig, kiwi, strawberries, cranberries, lemon, lime, lychee, mango, tangerine, passion fruit, papaya, peach, plum, persimmon, apple, and acai. Now, it's important to note that all of these are in the whole fruit form. So not in the juice form, not in the dried form. When they're in their whole form, they also come packaged with water that really also helps us to slow down how quickly we're going to be eating that fruit, and therefore also has an impact on the glycemic load. Now, there are a few medium glycemic load fruits that can also be included depending on your activity level. If you're more active, or if you are using something like strength training along your weight loss journey, then you could probably incorporate some of these and still work toward your weight loss goal. And those medium glycemic load fruits include banana, plantain, black grapes, and goji berries. Now, the high glycemic load options are ones that we want to pretty much stay away from completely, especially when looking to achieve a weight loss goal, because they are either going to be lower in fiber, higher in sugar, or a combination of both, or they'll even have added sugar. So those high glycemic load options would be like dried banana, dried pears, raisins, dried fig, dried fruits in general, really, dates, prunes, strawberry jam, blackberry jam, raspberry jam, all the jams, and fruit rolls. Now, before we move on to the next category, I want to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Element. Element is an amazing electrolyte company that was specifically created with lower carb eating, athletes, and fasting in mind. I've been using Element for years now. I love them. They actually contain the sodium, the magnesium, and the potassium to help replace lost electrolytes. And especially when you switch over to eating a more whole food, less processed diet, or if you're using intermittent fasting, or if you are athletic, then getting that extra hit of electrolytes can be really crucial. For myself, I noticed that when I'm actually properly hydrated with Element, I feel so much more energized and I don't get that mid-afternoon crash later in the day. I love using Element's unflavored option during my fast, but honestly, my all-time favorites are their flavored options that I have during my eating window. Like their grapefruit salt is so good, tastes amazing, and all their flavors are 0 sugar, which is fantastic. And right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order. That's 8 single-serve packets free with any Element order. It's a really great way to test out all 8 flavors, so you can get yours at drinkelement.com/autumn. It is only available through my link, so make sure to check out GRINKLMNT.com/autumn. The link will also be in the description down below. Okay, next up we have the veggies and starches category. Now this category is funny because it can pretty much range from having essentially zero impact on your blood sugar and having like essentially zero glycemic load to actually having a pretty large impact on par with various flours. But this category is really important to add into your meals because of course it's going to add in some high quality fiber, but it's also going to be packed with micronutrients as well. Now for my clients and for myself, I usually recommend getting a mixture of cooked and raw veggies because just having all raw veggies can be really tough on the GI tract and really hard to break down and lead to bloating, but just having all cooked also can miss out on some crucial nutrients. And if you hear a little like bell in the background, that's my daughter playing. She's entertained right now, which is the important part. So the low glycemic load options for veggies include asparagus, string beans, spinach, endive, artichoke, broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, bok choy, kale, avocado, eggplant, winter squash, summer squash, which really just adds even more variety to this because there's a lot of different types of winter and summer squashes, olives, peppers, tomatoes, radish, turnip, Jerusalem artichoke, which if you haven't tried Jerusalem artichoke before, like it's actually amazing. Try roasting them up in the oven. It's like having potatoes. Pumpkin, zucchini, arugula, Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, ginger, carrots, beets, fava beans, peas, lettuce, onion, leek, shallot, chickpeas, herbs, sweet corn, and edamame. Now you might note that some of these actually are pretty high in carbohydrates, but for most people, the overall impact on blood sugar level is pretty minimal, which means it can really help to contribute to satiety and feeling full and satisfied, while also providing a lot of variety to your routine. Like seriously, who's actually tried Jerusalem artichoke? Let me know in the comments because it's something that I figured out like a couple years ago and it's so good. But as my dad always told us growing up, variety is the spice of life. So knowing these different options and switching it up can really help to prevent food fatigue and help prevent boredom from your meals. Okay. Seiji wants to hang out again. So there's also the medium glycemic load category, which again is best for people who are maybe a little bit more active along their weight loss journey. And these include foods like mung beans, sweet potato, boiled potatoes, parsnip, green lentils, black beans, red beans, and pinto beans. Interestingly, how you cook something will have a big impact, particularly on potatoes. Like for example, in the high glycemic load category are baked potatoes. They tend to have a much higher impact on blood sugar levels in most people. But the high glycemic load category, which is the one that we don't want to be incorporating when looking to achieve a weight loss goal, includes quite a few ingredients. Pretty much anything that's made with flour of any sort, other than like almond flour, coconut flour, are going to fall into this category. But it also includes azuki beans, white beans, interestingly, corn flour, quinoa flour, all grains, pasta, gluten-free pastas, bread in the amounts that we actually would eat them, most gluten-free breads, crackers, gluten-free crackers, chips, gluten-free chips, pancakes, gluten-free pancakes, cereal, and gluten-free cereal. You can see that just because something is gluten-free, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a healthier or better option. This is a big list though, and this is actually coming straight from my glycemic load blog post that actually has printables of each of these. So if you want to check that out and have like a written view of all of this, you can check it out, link down description below. Okay, and then we have the dairy category and dairy alternatives, which dairy is another source of carbohydrates, mostly lactose, but dairy isn't necessarily off the table when it comes to achieving a weight loss goal. I ate a lot of dairy during my weight loss process. We just want to focus on the ones that are going to be most supportive of weight loss goals. In fact, dairy is actually a really rich source of high quality protein, which is important for feeling full and satisfied and preventing hunger and cravings. Okay, so the best low glycemic load dairy and dairy alternatives include unsweetened yogurt, unsweetened soy yogurt, unsweetened almond yogurt, really all the yogurts as long as they're unsweetened. So like skyr or Greek yogurt, kefir, goat milk, almond milk, regular milk, coconut milk, rice milk, soy milk, cheese, cream, half and half, halloumi, sour cream, cottage cheese, which is like my all-time favorite, love cottage cheese bowls, and cashew-based vegan cheeses. There are other types of vegan cheeses that are made with other more processed ingredients, so that's why I specify. And those medium glycemic load dairy or dairy alternative include oat milk, soya cream, processed cheese, and curd. Not necessarily advocating for any of these, just giving you the facts on these are more medium glycemic load options. And then the high glycemic load dairy products are pretty much what you would expect. It's pretty much any type of dessert that's made with dairy products. So it's not dairy that's inherently going to be high glycemic load, but what's made with it with the added sugars. So think like ice cream and flan. Now, carbs are definitely not everything. The type of carbs you eat will certainly have an impact on weight loss and wellness goals, but just focusing on carbs won't necessarily get you the results you're looking for. It's also really important to actually balance it with the right type and the right amount of protein. In fact, this really should be the primary nutritional focus first. So if you guys want to check out the best proteins to help you achieve achieve a weight loss goal, you can check out this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love the science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.